I came across a article today about smallpox, and so during my research, I decided to also record it so everybody else can be informed as well. So it's no big alarm here because luckily enough, we have vaccines. Um, the question more so is, excuse me for a moment. The biggest picture here so is more so, where did it come from? So that's what I would assume that the FBI will be investigating. But at least they told us this part of the information that they did find. So that highlighted word, the Vaseline word, I was also able to um, look it up at the CDC website, and it also says right there, it tells us information about that we really don't have to worry about, um, getting infected with it, with smallpox.
10,000 years ago, a deadly virus arose in northeastern Africa. The virus spread through the air, attacking the skin cells, bone marrow, spleen, and lymph nodes of its victims. The unlucky infected developed fevers, vomiting, and rashes. 30% of infected people died during the second week of infection. Survivors bore scars and scabs for the rest of their lives. Smallpox had arrived. In 1350 BC, the first smallpox epidemics hit during the Egypt-Hittite War. Egyptian prisoners spread smallpox to the Hittites, which killed their king and devastated his civilization. Insidiously, smallpox made its way around the world via Egyptian merchants, then through the Arab world with the Crusades, and all the way to the Americas with the Spanish and Portuguese conquests. Since then, it has killed billions of people, with an estimated 300 to 500 million people killed in the 20th century alone. But smallpox is not unbeatable. In fact, the fall of smallpox started long before modern medicine. It began all the way back in 1022 AD. According to a small book called The Correct Treatment of Smallpox, a Buddhist nun living in a famous mountain named Shan in the southern province of Sichuan would grind up smallpox scabs and blow the powder into nostrils of healthy people. She did this after noticing that those who managed to survive smallpox never got it again. And her treatment worked. The procedure, called variolation, slowly evolved, and by the 1700s, doctors were taking material from sores and putting them into healthy people through 4 or 5 scratches on the arm. This worked pretty well, as inoculated people would not get reinfected, but it wasn't foolproof. Up to 3% of people would still die after being exposed to the pus. It wasn't until English physician Edward Jenner noticed something interesting about dairymaids that we got our modern solution. At age 13, while Jenner was apprenticed to a country surgeon and apothecary in Sodbury, near Bristol, he heard a dairymaid say, "I shall never have smallpox, for I have had cowpox. I shall never have an ugly pockmarked face." Cowpox is a skin disease that resembles smallpox and infects cows. Later on, as a physician, he realized that she was right. Women who got cowpox didn't develop the deadly smallpox. Smallpox and cowpox viruses are from the same family. But when a virus infects an unfamiliar host, in this case cowpox infecting a human, it is less virulent. So Jenner decided to test whether the cowpox virus could be used to protect against smallpox. In May 1796, Jenner found a young dairymaid, Sarah Nelms, who had fresh cowpox lesions on her hand and arm, caught from the udders of a cow named Blossom. Using matter from her pustules, he inoculated James Phipps, the 8-year-old son of his gardener. After a few days of fever and discomfort, the boy seemed to recover. 2 months later, Jenner inoculated the boy again, this time with matter from a fresh smallpox lesion. No disease developed, and Jenner concluded that protection was complete. His plan had worked. Jenner later used the cowpox virus in several other people and challenged them repeatedly with smallpox, proving that they were immune to the disease. With this procedure, Jenner invented the smallpox vaccination. Unlike variolation, which used actual smallpox virus to try to protect people, vaccination used the far less dangerous cowpox virus. The medical establishment, cautious then as now, deliberated at length over his findings before accepting them. But eventually, vaccination was gradually accepted, and variolation became prohibited in England in 1840. After large vaccination campaigns throughout the 19th and 20th centuries, the World Health Organization certified smallpox's eradication in 1979. Jenner is forever remembered as the father of immunology. But let's not forget the Buddhist nun, dairymaid Sarah Nelms, and James Phipps, all heroes in this great adventure of vaccination, who helped eradicate smallpox.
All right. Also, um, just in case if you want to hear it from, if you don't want to believe me, you can hear it from the horse's mouth. Because I also found a like a 30-second news anchor clipping about the smallpox in Philadelphia.
Issuing a statement after vials labeled smallpox were discovered at a research center outside of Philadelphia. In a statement to Eyewitness News, the CDC says there is no indication that anyone has been exposed to the small number of those frozen vials, adding that the frozen vials labeled smallpox were incidentally discovered by a laboratory worker while cleaning out a facility freezer that conducts vaccine research in Pennsylvania. The CDC and law enforcement are now investigating. Smallpox was eradicated in the 1970s, and the disease is considered so deadly that only 2 labs in the world are authorized to store samples of the virus, one in Russia and the other at the CDC in Atlanta.
Thank you so much for staying tuned in. And so, on a funny side, I have a little clip in here, if we can keep it in, that I thought may amuse people. But here we go.
Pasi, Pasidina, Pisidina, Pasidina, Pisidina, Hi.
Take it easy. Oh, you want me to buy one of your necklaces? Okay, I'll buy one. I'll buy one. Okay, let me have the blue one. All right. How much is one? I don't know how much they cost though. One of those? Okay. Let me have the blue one. It matches my coat. Hey, wait a second. You took 100. You took the 100. No, that's no. See, the $1. See, $1 is for you. See the George Washington? That's Benjamin Franklin. That's not happening. You got the wrong money. Can I have my money back? And you gave me the wrong necklace too.
You're breaking my heart, asswipe.
Well, you speak English just fine.
So do you, so what of it?
Hey, listen, man. Give me my 100 back. Take this dollar and take this to give me the right one.
Monkey breath, puke face, eater of turtle slime.
Okay, tell you what. Just give me my shit. You take your shit.
What's Scotch bucket?
Okay, you slick shithead. You sneaky little bastard.
You want your money? Take it! That's the dude that took my money.
We have come to ask for the sacred cross dagger of a Jaunty,
For what reason?
for the golden child,
He does not need it.
to save his life.
The child lives for our sakes, not for his own.
I humbly beg you, let us have the knife.
Let him ask it.
sorry about that. So I wasn't able to show the whole thing. But I tried to. I probably will edit that part out. um or see if I could just listen to the audio part of it. Nevertheless, so that's pretty much all I have for today. Um, I'm just going to stick around for a little while, see if maybe somebody wanna rant and rave or something. But I know it's pretty early, so most people are asleep now. But this is good time to pray. I don't know if we have any praying folks, but yes, if y'all wanted to call in, this is the Microsoft Teams number. I noticed that this number just stays open, so you could just call it like anytime and just it'll be there. I guess you could chat on it. No. Um, but once you call the 323 number, you'll hear the operator asking for the conference ID number, which is the 996-210-999, and then a hashtag. So what you'll do is put in the conference ID with the hashtag at the end, and then it'll ask you if you are the presenter, and it'll tell you to wait, and then you'll hear beep beep or something like that, and then you'll be on the call. Now, some people may also have Microsoft Teams like already downloaded on their PC or their app, their phone app. If that's the case, I can actually give you a link, and with that link, we can have a video conference on YouTube. So that way, like if some people want to show what they look like, or maybe what they dog or cat looks like, or their animal outfits or whatever, they can do so. So I do have that capability as well. Looks like we're a little dry tonight, but I'm gonna keep on trying this. I wanted to do an update about Travis Scott, because it said something along the lines that he had about 20,000 capacity, but he booked it for 50. He put in that number 50,000, and so, because even though it's an outside event, I would still assume that you just can't have like everybody in one spot. Like, even though they're outside, it still poses somewhat of a threat. So it's a real good deal that, you know, we are live. So my helper otters have helped me, and now we can broadcast live. And basically, I sorry to kind of skip topics, but basically, I just wanted to kind of, just have like a news, you know, channel, but it's mainly kind of pointing out how we could decrease crime. I'm not saying that we shouldn't stop it. It's just that some people are doing stuff and don't see anything wrong with it, to where, if they could at least just decrease that part, we can probably stand on some sort of common ground and move forward. But it's a lot. There's a lot going on. I think the reason being is because women, we need to advocate that we need laws to protect us, because a lot of these vice industries, and that's like places where they're letting human trafficking grow and stuff like that and everything involved with it. When that happens, a lot of times, we as a community have to come in and stop it. And that means us women, because some things men are not going to help us with. Unfortunately, they're not. We could sit around here and wait for that good guy who may be Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde one day, and another day, he's something else. Nevertheless, I believe that some people think that the government is set up to where, women can be mistreated. Oh, hold on, let me get my alarm. I wonder if I can pause this. Sorry about that, I'm back. And this is me in Microsoft Teams, but it's like so dark that you can't even see me. Honestly, I don't know why I'm playing like this, but it's just that I'm not like, I'm trying to do my hair, and so I know I look pretty rough. But yeah, this is the other part where, we can do the video conference part. You can come in or whatever, and we could do the rant and raves part, because I know a lot of people out there may feel the same way I do sometimes. If I don't, you know, the word says, pull everything that exalt itself above God down. And, we have to be, use a lot of affirmations and stuff like that. But I know sometimes people, feel like don't nobody care about them and stuff like that. And that's just not it. The problem is that there's just a lot of mental health problems nowadays. And more so than before, perhaps. So maybe it's the same. Nevertheless, you know, I think this is a good time to try to learn new skills, but it depends on what kind of circumstance you're under or in. Some people have a lot of free time to invest in doing other things, where some people don't have time because they have to keep going with the hustle and bustle, in so many words, of surviving. But I think now's a good time to kind of reflect on what you want out of life and what kind of people you want to bring with you and what kind of people you're going to have to leave behind. I think everybody is going to have to start praying for what they really want and what they don't. I think that we got too many men. I did a video before talking about that the numbers are down, but I don't know, allegedly, or maybe this is like hypothetical. What if the coroners, they don't count minorities? What if they only count the majority? Meaning, the numbers for other nationalities could be even worse than that. To where now, in certain communities, it to me it kind of feels like it's almost like 8 men to 1 woman or more. It's too many guys. It's way too many guys. Because when I was growing up, I remember it being like 14 women to 1 man. You remember that phrase was coined? Hey ladies, however that go. You know, 14 women to 1 man. You can live peacefully like that. But when you have 14 men to 1 woman in certain nationalities, come on. What's going to stop the wrong person, the wrong man with the wrong ideologies, who may think that, hey, since society allows me to be in a room by myself with a woman because I can convince her that I'm not going to harm her and she doesn't have a reason to think any otherwise because he's playing Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And then he gets her alone and he takes advantage of her physically in the worst kind of way. And some people may feel like or try to indoctrinate people with this ideology that you see someone being hit or harmed, you just stand there and watch, don't get involved. And at least some people nowadays can put out a camera and go live. And I know the speculation is, why would you not help people? You just want to go live? Well, at least you're doing something other than just watching, especially if they're giving that to the police, because before you would just watch and then that's it. Nothing would happen. Meaning, like, you would watch and then nobody, I mean, you would try to help, but then the person would run away or whatever, and no one can really give a good description. But at least with the the new era with the mobile everything, it can be shown, like, here, you're not even this guy is still walking around, and what's stopping him from, I think it's called beguiling, disguising, posing as a up and up guy when in actuality he's out for the kill. And I think that's why we have so many lives lost. There's too many men. There's too many men around here, and nothing stops them from behaving badly, in so many words. Like, if they wanted to just take a disadvantage of women, they can do it. And I think that if we have laws that, like, if a man hits a woman, that's a death penalty. He's on death row. That would deter them, because they don't really have a deterrent not to, cause women harm. I mean, we want to think about fairy tales and up and up stuff, but in reality, it's hitting and missing, and it's going a completely different route, because guys don't really have, people don't really have a big incentive not to, human traffic, if you think about it, other than being that type of man, a good, decent man. But let's say doing the 9 to 5, they want to be a good, decent person. But then after hours, they wanted to be the son of Sam or something like that. Something, worshiping the devil. And then we need to talk about a lot of, what's this devil worshiping era? Like, is this like a millennial, or is this like the new generation, or is this just like this little Hollywood thing where they trying to like, because they have tomorrow around this time, we will have a lunar eclipse. So I'm gonna try to record that. A lunar eclipse. We have a lunar eclipse. But what I was talking about was because I was watching someone else's video, Gigi with Gossip Girl, and she shows something very disturbing. And this is like elite people with a lot of money, and they're out here really misbehaving. The actual juicy part of this is you can't really see it, so I wonder if I can blow it up a little bit. But I actually got this off of Gossip Girl XOXO.
guys doing? What's going on? So we got some tea on Stevie J and Faith Evans. Yeah, this tea is brought to y'all from Unwind with Tasha K. Always bringing the tea and the wine. Anyway, girl, this video, everybody and their mama talking about it. Yes, all over the internet. Stevie J got the camera, and he's putting it all in Faith Evans' face, talking about, you cheating on me. You been cheating on me. Look at the video, then we're going to talk about it afterwards. Look at this.
We live. It's cool. We live. They see it. Please leave me alone. Please, I hate you. We live. I hate you. It's cool. We live. It's cool. Shit. Too. I ain't going nowhere. Too. I hate you too. But we in the business. You is on in my own house, bitch. You bitch. You bitch. You in my house.
You know, I know everybody has every couple has their spats or whatever, and it's nobody business. You know, growing up, you know, I don't know if other people were told like I was, but you know, you gotta mind your business and all this stuff. But just imagine if he wanted to take advantage of her, you know, in the wrong kind of way, he would definitely lined himself up in that way. And I think women, we're not mindful of these things. Like, some things we think that, I guess we think the best. Like, you know, I know that he wouldn't this, that, and the third, but a lot of times it just don't work like that.
Touch me. Don't touch me. Get your hand off me. Get your hands off me. Get your hands off of me. When I'm Get your hand off of me, please. Get your hands off of me. I'm asking. Please. How can somebody on me? Stop. How can somebody on me? You can do whatever you can do. Jesus, go somewhere. No, I ain't going nowhere. Out of here. Here you go with your dumb shit. No, grow the fuck up. This is what I don't want to be bothered with. Get the fuck out. We live. It's cool. We live. They see it. Please leave me alone. Please, I hate you. We live. I hate you. It's cool. We live. It's cool. I ain't going nowhere. I hate you too.
All right. It's a lot of disliking.
Yeah, the worst thing about this situation is that this is people with this is a gentleman with money, as well as she. But as you can see, he's more he's in a better circumstance than she is. And with it being stars and something, when weird stuff like this happen, people always say, oh, this, you know, they're just kidding, this is just funny. And that works in his favor all the more when this could be a damsel in distress situation where, you know, someone should reach out to her and make certain that this sister is up and steady, you know, coping steady, up and steady, and, you know, good and good. Because it's COVID times, and there's a lot going on. But so I stuck around long enough. I could see not too many people was feeling this live this time, but like I'm trying to build up my audience, so you know I'm a trooper in it, like they say. But all right, thank you so much for tuning in. Please share this with your family, friends, comment, like, subscribe. Until next time, God bless.